Morning everyone and welcome to Step Up, Camp Workouts number 101. Yes, we're in 3 numbers. Excellent, so what we'll do is go back to the main one. Oh, no, not intro. There we go. Hopefully that's my one mistake for the day. Right, I'm hoping that you can hear me. I was going to play a joke and actually do it mine, but it's a little bit evil of me. I hope everyone's having a good day. It is absolutely a gorgeous day today. You are quite right, it is lovely. So, right, today, first off, what we're going to do is I'm going to be using my big step. Okay, so I've used the blue one because it's easy to see. So the equipment we need is a step, either a small step or a big step. If you don't have a big step, you can compensate with a small step. It just won't be, some of the exercises just will not be as good. Mats I've got down there, but I'm not going to use the mats, I'm going to use my step instead. A band, and dumbbells, water, and yourself. Right, so, excellent, good. So today, what we're going to do is, the talk, well, the main thing is, this, I'm going to experiment actually with the time coding which I did in the last one, in the 100th episode. In YouTube, you can actually pick where you want to go, so like little chapters, and we'll try and categorise as much as I can of this session. Okay, so the intro's done. Now the next section would be the talk. So the talk. I'm just indicating to myself to stop the video. Is going to be about carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, so it's something which affects a lot of people, or some people call it repetitive strain injury. It's actually a problem with the median. I'll try and get closer. The median nerve, which runs not halfway but in between, just up over the thumb, and it spreads out. So it affects the thumb, the first finger, the middle finger, and half, not that half or that half, but basically bisecting completely and utterly the ring finger in half, and a bit of the palm. So on the top, you'll only feel it on the fingers. You will still have full feeling in the top of your hands. Now what happens is, the nerve goes through a sheath or a tunnel, like that. Excuse the term. So as your hand moves into flexion, so flexing down, extension back, the nerve goes through, so it can move between 2 and 10 millimeters normally. Okay. Whenever it's straight, there's no pressure put on it. Whenever you go into flexion, increases the pressure on the nerve as the tunnel collapses over the nerve, because when you do that, if you've got a tube, you bend it, it collapses. It increases the pressure 8-fold. Okay, so times 8. Extension, 10-fold. So yes, of course it's actually worse doing it that way. But remember, most people have it because they sit at their keyboards a lot and they go up. They don't have a cushion, so your wrists are up, so you've always got that 10-fold compression on that sheath, and you're typing away. You're actually working the nerve whilst it's actually in compression, which is actually one of the main problems for repetitive strain injury. Now, why does it do that? Well, what happens is, after a while of compression and sticking together, it gets sticky because it ends up scarring, and scarring, it's like a scar in your leg. It goes soft, but there's like little hairy bits in it, and it gets stuck together. And the NHS does actually do too much surgery on them. Physiotherapy, especially private physiotherapy, can help better. It's longer, but it does work, so you don't have to have invasive surgery where they have to cut open your hand there and actually basically enlarge the sheath. Now, you can put topical, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not telling you exactly how to do it, I'm just telling you ways that can help whilst you're seeing a doctor or a physiotherapist. So, the best way is, if you're using the computer or anything like that, or twisting a lot, try using the other hand for a bit, but it will actually wear that one down. Or get one of those mats which raises up your hands on the keyboard. Try and keep your hand as flat as possible. In exercise, you see a lot of people, they will grab hold of a barbell and they'll put their hands back like that. That's the same. or they'll end up going forward like that. That's the same. Also, you can get it over the top. So, how can we actually help? Well, there is something called nerve gliding, where the nerve will hopefully glide through the tunnel more easily. So what you need to do is, so I'm going to use the pink hand. Okay, so what you do is you bring your arm up to the same level as your shoulder, and what you're going to do is you're going to let your hand fall back into extension and up until you feel the numbness in your hand, then you stop. That's all you do. So you just keep doing that. If you don't feel it, after about 20 times, then you go to the next one. So what you do is you put your head in the opposite direction to tighten that nerve from your neck. Okay? Because it actually radiates down there. And then you down and up until you feel it go numb, or you get a little bit of tingling, or sometimes you can get fire. A lot of people think that they've got carpal tunnel when they have Raynaud's instead, where you where you get complete numbness and white fingers, because it affects the same type of digits. Now, if that's not effective, what you do is, like, you need to go a little step further. What you do is you put your arm further back, get a nice stretch in the shoulder, head over to the side, and then you do the same again. Okay, until you feel the sensation of however it exhibits itself in you. Then there's a next step. Okay, there's a couple. You can actually add it all together, really, for the last ones. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and find a wall. Put your hand flat. I have trouble with this because I'm a pin in my arm. I can't have full extension. But what you do is you put your hand on the wall and you just press your palm into the top and come out. Press your palm and out. Press your palm and out. So what we're doing is we're actually stretching those flexor extensors as well. So then you can go again, head bent over, and then you can even take a step forward so the arm goes backwards. So it's even, so you've got about 8 different variations of it being easy to quite difficult. So if you want to rewind that, you can do. Okay, so working it out. So I like to warm up any kind of tendons around there, nerve endings, especially because you get wasting of the thumb muscle, is you doing digit touches. That will start getting you warmed up. You can do it with a straight wrist, then you do it slightly with a bent wrist, and slightly with an extended wrist, which is a lot harder. It is a lot harder. But just do that 10-20 times. Round your wrist off a little bit, and hopefully it will be fine. If you still have problems with grip, I will quickly show you band grips with carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, these are the ones I don't know if anyone ever created this, but it's what I've used in horse riding and different in scouts and everything like that. But there are bigger grips. You can buy what's called fat grips. So if you have dumbbells and you have problems and you have grip strength, because grip strength is one of the things that you lose with carpal tunnel because of your thumb, you can buy big grips which kind of snap round. You can get a pair of those, or use a can of beans. Right, which will just basically mean that you can actually grip easier. So a band with carpal tunnel, what you can do is, in horse riding, you tend to actually put the rein in between those fingers, and then you clamp, and then you just close it. You don't have to use your thumb at all, and that's quite strong. Okay, so that's good for a hammer curl. If you find it slips out a little bit, put it through the top finger as well. Close up, and it's even better. You can even wrap it back round, as long as you don't pull it too tight over the actual fingers. Now, if you want to do supinated or pronated, sorry, pronated and supinated, got them the wrong way around, is get your hand, do a Vulcan salute, there we go. Put the band over, round, I go round the thumb, back in, and then clamp it. And then just close your fingers. And that way, you can put, I can even pull my thumb out. Look, I've got my thumb up. All I've done is just close my fingers. And it's not pulling tight on my other hand, because look, there's a big loop. So I can go that way, I can go that way. So it's different ways of actually being able to use your grip strength. So you need to keep working a little bit of that muscle as well, as long as it doesn't give you too much pain. Pain is where you stop. If you have pain, you stop the exercise, you rest. You can actually massage it forward, but don't do it too much, because if you don't have the technique or the knowledge, you could end up inflaming it more. But I would actually put topical ibuprofen on there and then just rub it in, because it will actually sink down and get into it. It's not as effective as a tablet ibuprofen, but at least it gets to the area. Anyway, right, so that's over and done with. I hope everyone wasn't too bored. So, mental note, this is now going to be the warm-up for Richard in the future to get the time code. Right, so let's get going, shall we? So I'm going to bring my board out. I'm going to leave that out as well to show you how to do it on the smaller steps as well, if there's any difference, if I need to show you. Right, so let's start with the warm-up. So we're going to march on the spot. Let's go clamping fists as well. Help those people with carpal tunnel. And then get those fingers going. Let's already do those exercises. Get them going. Okay? Excellent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do up, up, down, down. Quite easy. Oh, it's good to get back in a step. It's actually shorter than that one. Higher it is, the harder it's going to work here. If you want a step like this, you can get them off Amazon for as little as 13 groats, UK money. Right, let's change legs in 3, 2, 1, and change. Does the blue actually change, merge into my feet? That's it, good. Get that heart rate up. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to bring our knees up to high knees. That's it. Get those arms working at the same time. We do have a lot of plyometric exercises, a little bit of jumping ones, so I will give you alternatives. Right, let's go. Now we're going to go nicely wide stance, feet at 45-degree angle. We're going to slide over one, slide over the other. We're not going to go downwards. We're just trying to work the inside of your legs. So a wide stance is good for this, because then your toes don't go too far over your, your knees don't go too far over your toes. We do that quite often recently, haven't I? Saying that. So obviously these are your toes, and your knees are down on the floor. Brilliant. Right, we're going to go back in the step now. We're going to go bum kicks. So bring, step, bum kick, down, step, bum kick. Let's go. Let's really feel that. Actually, I'm going to need the mat underneath this actually. That's sliding around more than that is. So you can feel the tightness in your thighs, really get that working, get synovial fluid in. So for the talks, because we've run out of the Declan Doyle ones, would people want to know about certain ailments? How I actually deal with it with clients? How to actually, my techniques of actually how to get around exercise. If you have any ailments that you want me to look into or that I already may know, please tell me, message me, send me an email, paper plane, all works well. Right, so what we're going to do is, we're going to start off with a put down down, in 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and a up down down. Let's get those knees nice and high. That's it, good, keep it going. I do love the looks of people actually looking at me as I'm telling you what to do, and they're walking past saying, who the heck is he speaking to? You ready for your active rest? So remember, I'm starting on the green foot, so remember which foot you started on, we'll be changing it in a minute. And active rest, we're going to flick out our feet. And we're starting on the pink foot. Oh, I forgot to bring the socks down. I will show you some crocheted socks my wife did me for this. Let's go. They're actually bed socks, but they're the same colours as much as possible. Oh no, I've shown you in the past. Right, remember, get that knee up. Leading knee up. Up. Excellent, right, we're going to do active rest. For this next one, we're going to do something on this which you won't be able to do on the small board, but you can still do with raising your knees up higher. We're going to go corner, corner, middle, middle. So with that one, you'll be putting your feet around the edges.
Exercise 3.
So just try and bring your knees up a little bit. I like this because it actually works the hips quite a lot. I know without a large board it's a bit difficult. I thought I'd just introduce them for people for a little bit of variety. If you don't like doing it without the board, then just do up, down, down. You can even go sideways. That's a good one. We'll do that
3,
one
2,
later on, I think.
1. Change
Right.
exercise.
Active rest, and then we'll swap feet. Whichever one's leading. Keep those fingers, keep them warm.
1.
And
Exercise
corner,
4.
corner, opposite side. We're going to do an energetic one next, which is going to be a high impact. So people who don't want to do it, I'll quickly show you a different version in the changeover. So if you just do an active rest in 10 seconds, I will show you both versions. But I'm going to need to turn my board
3,
that way.
2, 1. Change exercise.
So what you're going to do is, you're going to go bounce, bounce, up, bounce, bounce, up, and then do the other way. Okay? If you don't want to do high impact, you can go step, step, back,
3,
back, step,
2,
step, back, back,
1.
and then turn it round.
Exercise 5.
If you haven't got a long board, just do it round the board. Make sure you know where it is. Okay, you ready? And up, down, up. Swap sides. Almost like you're trying to go on a skateboard. So you're really not moving your feet. Your feet are staying the same distance away from each other. Oh, did that wrong way then. But what you're doing is twisting your waist.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
I'm going to do 2 more. There we go. Right. How was that? Did that get your heart rate up? So I'm going to move the board back. And what we're going to do is, I think we'll just go 45-degree angle to the board. We're going to go up, back,
3,
back, twist,
2,
up, back,
1.
back, twist,
Exercise 6.
and twist, and twist, and twist. So it's up, down, down, but we're actually using both feet. A little bit like flamenco dancing. Hey, 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 hey. That's it. So you can do this on any board. That's it, good. Good thing with the twist as well. Keeps the heart rate up.
2, 1. Change
Brilliant.
exercise.
Active rest. Ooh, what should we do now? So kick to the sides. I think, well, if you've got a long board, you can step on one side and kick. If you've got an ordinary board, that side, just get up and kick across. We're going to swap legs, so kick one direction,
3,
kick the other direction.
2,
Are you ready?
1.
And
Exercise 7.
go. Step, kick, step, back, kick, step, back, step, up, kick. That's it, good. Get those arms move, keep those arms moving. And if you've got Raynaud's, or you've got carpal tunnel syndrome, keep moving the hands, just opening and closing them
3,
to keep
2,
keep that warm.
1.
When it
Change
warms,
exercise.
it'll glide a lot easier. Right, active rest. Ooh, shall we try something? Shall we go?
3,
No,
2,
that's rubbish.
1.
We'll just do bum kicks.
Exercise 8.
So kick your bottom. You can do this to the corners as well if you want. You can always go. As long as you don't kick out to the side. That's the main problem with going to the corners. You want to kick out to the side and go out like that. Don't do that. Damage your knee. Hurt me then. Right, so we've got 2 exercises left. So what should we do? What shall we do? Any ideas?
3, 2, 1. Change
Right, we're just going to do
exercise.
active rest. I think we just do up, down, down from the sideway. So we'll go across, so put the board facing upwards. We're going to go up, down, down,
Exercise 9.
sideways. Nice and quickly. Really get that cardio going for the last bit. Good thing with that board as well is when you're doing this, you can slightly go, move slightly forward and then slightly go backwards, just to get a little bit of traversing going. But the great thing about these are, if you have these in the house and you aren't using them, your grandchildren will love them.
3, 2,
Just for lying on.
change exercise.
And we're going to go active rest. And this time we're going to do the same one, but start with the other leg. So I'm going to stay across the board. A little bit wider legs.
3, 2, 1.
And
Exercise
let's go
10.
back. You might not be as fast as I am. These are a lot more stable on the ground, so they won't flip up as much. I'm not saying they won't flip up. They do. And I've seen some really nasty injuries due to it. But that's because they were probably that high. They were being silly. And they weren't using the full foot. But you've got to be careful on those because they do, as you can tell, I always slip up. Especially when I'm actually talking to the camera. I'm not paying attention. With this, can forget about it. Not well,
3,
not all the
2,
time.
1. Water
Excellent,
break.
water break time. Right, we're going to put this away. I'm going to put the mat away as well. We'll be using this later on. So 2 sets. How are you finding it? All right? I've got my door open and it's 16 degrees and it feels hotter. Right. Brilliant. Right, so we've got 40 seconds until the main workout. So first exercise is going to be a switch lunge. So you're going to get into a lunge position, knee over your heels. What we're going to do is swap feet. That's all we're going to do. Move your arms at the same time. People who don't want the high impact, just go up, reverse lunge. Okay, so it's always about keeping stacked the front. That's the main thing. The back will look after itself, the front won't. So if your knee is further forward than that, you're going to damage your knee.
3,
Ready?
2, 1.
Now
Exercise
let's go.
1.
Nice even pace. You can go really fast if you want. I'm not a lunatic. Well, I am a lunatic, but I'm not that much of a lunatic today. So if you want a good arm workout, this is what you can do this with dumbbells. But make sure they're light enough that you can do it even if you smack me and you don't smack yourself in the face. Ten seconds.
3,
2,
2.
1.
Change
Oh,
exercise.
that feels good. Next exercise, we're going to do a lateral lunge knee rise. So I'm going to go slightly over to one side. We'll lunge out. That foot is going to face in 45-degree angle. And what we're going to do is we're going to lunge
3,
down,
2,
knee up,
1.
out, knee up.
Exercise 2.
So we're actually almost doing it to the corner of the room. We're going to do it for halfway and then we're going to swap round. Make sure, whichever way your knee's pointing, the foot on the floor is pointing in the same direction, so you don't get any twisting of your joints too much. Let's change over. So keep it going. 3,
3,
2,
1.
1.
Change exercise.
Brilliant. Yes. Oof is the magic word actually, I think, of the day. Right, dumbbell punches around the dumbbell around the clock. Where's my dumbbells? So we're going to do a clock. So we've got a clock face in front of us.
3,
We're going to punch
2,
up
1.
and out to
Exercise
every number around the clock. When you get down, don't lean over. Try and keep your tummy tight. Punch out, punch up, and then go back around the other direction. You can lean over a little bit, but don't lean over too much. Keep that tummy tight to stabilise that back. So I'm at 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, well 9 o'clock to you, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, ding 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 ding, 12. It's all about core stabilisation and a little bit on the shoulders and
3,
biceps.
2, 1. Change exercise.
Brilliant, right. Fast feet and squat. Right, a new one. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 fast feet. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And as we do the fourth and the fourth comes down, go into a squat, come up and start with the other 4.
1.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, squat. So you're starting on opposite feet. People who don't want to do high impact, just do squats. Or high knees and then squat. The reason why I set you off on different legs because you'll always dominate on your stronger leg. And it's the worst thing you can do.
Three, two, one.
Oh,
Change exercise.
brilliant, right. Banded bicep curl. We're going to do single, wait, actually no, we're going to do double. So I'm going to do it wrapped around my fingers. Just to show you
Three.
that it can work. I'm going to do hammer curls.
Exercise.
I'm going to go up, down, look. I haven't even got my thumbs going. So if you like a little bit of a rest, you can always do one and the other. Because you're standing on the bands are still the same pressure as doing it double. But your body's only being directed to move one muscle at a time. So you can actually do more weight with one arm than both together. So you can do up, 1, 2,
Three,
2,
one.
1.
Change
two.
exercise.
See, I like to change things up. I like to make things a bit more interesting. Right, mountain climber, so we'll need the step. I'm going to tuck my top back into the top of my trousers because I find it rides up. It's a good idea for people to do that.
Three,
Also, ladies, if you do this with your bottom facing the wall in the gyms. So we're going to do mountain climbers, bring those knees up. It's not a high impact. If you don't want to do it down on the floor, just do high knees. We've got high knees later on, but just bear with me. The faster you go, the harder your cardio. Try and keep those hands underneath your shoulders. What time are we? 12 seconds, 10 seconds.
Three, two, one. Change exercise.
Right, quick breather. Front to lateral banded raise. Again, we're going to do one side at a time this time. So we'll do one side for the first set, other side for the other set.
Three,
So again, I'm going to do
one.
that exercise. We're going to go up to the front, out to the side, down, out, front, down. Make sure the band's tight at all times. Your arms nice and straight. You can let it out a little bit if it's too hard. Oh, bit out of breath myself. That's good. Really work that shoulder. If you want to put your hand on top of the shoulder, you can actually feel the muscles tightening like cords underneath.
Change exercise.
Excellent, good, right. So next time we're going to do it on the other side. 4-point jumps. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick 4 squares. I'm going to jump from one to the other, back and together. Make sure you're surrounding.
Three,
You don't want high impact.
one.
Step, step,
Exercise
back,
eight.
back, step, step, back, back. Easy as that. Let's go. The bigger the circle, the bigger the square you're jumping at, the harder it's going to be. So if I lengthen mine slightly, it works your heart a lot more. Try and bounce on those toes. Keep the knees slightly bent so your body's like a spring. Whew. Getting all dry in the mouth and even looking forward to the water break.
Three,
2.
two, one.
Excellent.
Change exercise.
Right, high knees. So we're going to bring our knees up as high as you possibly can, at least to level with your hip. If you can bring them up higher, try not to bend over. Try to keep your back nice and straight. So if you can do that,
Three,
put your hands on your hips.
one.
That'll keep your back
Exercise
nice and
nine.
straight. Because you're looking forward, it's harder to bend over, especially around your back, when you've got your hands on your hips and your shoulder blades are back. So always shoulder blades back. If you want to work your cardio a bit more, keep your arms moving though, but try and get that back nice and straight. You can even go or out to the side. You can even do little wiggles. Really work that balance as well.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Right, I'm going to bring you can bring your mats in. I'm going to bring the board. I'm going to sit on right on the edge. I'm going to lie down. And because your head doesn't normally go on the board, it's great for an ab crunch. Also because your feet are lower as well,
3,
it's harder on your
2,
abs.
1.
Hands behind your ears.
Exercise 10.
Roll up and down. Up to about 30 degrees, keeping your neck nice and straight. One of the things about carpal tunnel syndrome, again, something I forgot to mention, is some people have been thinking that the nerve is being impinged in the elbow joint. So if you get pain as well down your forearms, that could be possibly it. So what you might need is some myofascial release or some kind of massage just to actually release it. That would need a private physio because NHS does not do any massage
3,
without
2,
due cause actually.
1. Water break.
Right, water break time. Now that's a good exercise if you want to try. Nice wide feet, down on your board, up, get your knees below, over the middle of your feet, down and up. That will really work your core, your bum, your thighs. It's a good one. People don't like it because it's hard work. Whoa. Whoa, the day's getting brighter. I'm going to put my board away just for a moment because I don't need it. We'll get plenty of liquid down me. Right, 30 seconds until we start again from now. Don't start now. Wait, did I? Oh yes, I did use the dumbbells. I thought I forgot them. Sorry. Right. Are you ready for the switch lunge? So we're going to go into the lunge. I know you're ready. Come on. You are. You're more ready than I am. Hands on your hips.
3.
Or get your arms
2,
pumping if you want to get
1.
a bigger cardio.
Exercise 1.
Now let's go. It's like you can go like that as well. Very similar. That's more fun. Going forward and backwards. Irish dancing. Very basic. Three, 2, 1.
Change
Whoa.
exercise.
How are your thighs? Oh, excuse me. What about? How are your thighs? Oh, mine just round there. Starting to get a little bit achy. Great. Right. Lateral lunge to the knee rise. So we're going to keep
3,
in the lunge
2,
position. Large
1.
lunge.
Exercise 2.
Knee up, lunge back. Knee up, lunge back. So your centre of gravity is going wherever my hand is. Oh, I can't knee up with the centre of gravity pointer. So I put my hand out like that. You can see it's going backwards and forwards. Alright, and let's change sides. Remember to keep that foot on the floor, facing 45-degree angle. So you're actually opening your hips out to go back up, to close them up again. So we're working the inside of your thighs, your hips,
3, 2,
your psoas,
1. Change exercise.
other muscles, sartorius greicus, things like that. Dumbbell round the clock. Am I going too fast for you? I'm thinking not. I think we could go faster. You.
3, 2,
Are you ready?
1.
So remember to go around the clock.
Exercise 3.
So I'm going to go to use, that's 3 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Yeah, I was wrong the other way. That's 9 o'clock. I have to think about it in opposites. It's like to be a personal training, you have to multitask. It's really hard for blokes to multitask more than 250 million different things like women do. Try and restrict the twisting as you really want to urge yourself to twist in your waist. Don't twist too far.
Change
Right.
exercise.
Fast feet and squat. Oh, I know you'll like this one. So really, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 squats. Lift that foot. 1, 2, 3.
3, 2, 1.
Wrong way.
Exercise
So it's 1, 2, 3 squat. Other foot. First foot. Second foot. That's it, good. Get that rhythm going. Forgot which foot I was on then. Ooh. 3, 2, 1.
Change exercise.
Found that hard at the end there. Banded bicep curls. So again, I'm going to use the same technique for the carpal tunnel. I'm going to wrap it round, 1 finger and 2 fingers.
Exercise 5.
So I'm going to swap feet to actually do the bicep curl. But I'm going to go double, 1, 2, double, 1, 2, double, 1, 2. The one around your little finger can actually pull a little bit, like on reins on a horse. See, if you just grab hold of it like that, it can slip out easily, especially when you're sweating. So it's always better to get them wrapped around a little bit.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Excellent, right, mountain climbers. So if you notice, I've actually put mine up against the fridge. That's to stop it being pushed.
3.
You should really have downforce rather than
Exercise 6.
exerting force at an angle, because then it actually forces the whatever you're actually on down into the ground rather away from you. That's why your shoulders should be above your hands. Now actually, if I get a bit of notice from people wanting to do certain medical things,
3,
if I get enough notice,
1. Change exercise.
what I'll do is I'll try and tailor that session around that ailment as well. But if I don't, I can't promise that I can do. I'll just try my best. Right, lateral, front to lateral raise. We're going to do it on the opposite side, remember? I started on the pink side, so I'm going to go on the green side. Remember to keep your band nicely tight at all times. If you want to feel that muscle, like quads, like really strong rope, you can feel them just underneath the shoulder. Ten seconds left. How are your shoulders, burning yet? Well, they should do after priming yourself on the mountain climber. See,
3,
do things in a
2,
very evil
1.
way, don't I?
Change exercise.
High knees. So yes, setting up a exercise class is quite. I like it. It's entertaining. I like to try and pre-set up certain exercises with other exercises beforehand, so it pre-works that
3,
body part out
2,
a little bit.
1.
Like the high knees
Exercise 8.
are working your hips, so you can't really use your hips very much, and forcing you to actually use your abdominals, so your ab crunch becomes more difficult. See, I'm evil. Well, ish. Yeah, go on, I am. I'm a naughty, naughty boy. Right. Keep those knees really nice and high. If you need balance, use a chair or a sideboard, 2-finger balance. Three, two, one. Brilliant, right, ab crunchers. Am I bored? I hope you're not bored. Last exercise, then we do the stretches and cool down. Get ready, so hands behind your ears, or across your chest if you've got the easy version, or the easy version is onto your thighs, rolling up to your knees. So I'm going to go the easy version first, so it's up to your knees and back down again. Hard to reach my knees because the legs are lower. Cross your chest, for the next version up. Hands behind your ears, so you can't pull in the back of your head. Harder version, hands out, above you. Try and keep them above your head. Because that means there's more weight for your abdominals to work. If that's too easy, you can start down here with a weight, and then you can put it behind your head, as long as you don't pull it up. And then you can even hold it out.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Whatever, we missed one. Oh, 4-point jump. Yes, we've missed that one. Oh, you were really hoping that I'd missed that one, didn't you?
3, 2.
Guys, remember we're jumping at 4 corners or stepping towards it. Nicely bouncing. The good thing about this is you don't have to change directions because you are actually going in all 4 directions. You're working the muscles equally. But if you get bored, you can just change anyway, it doesn't matter. Because sometimes you can get a bit dizzy, go around the same direction. If you had the small step like this, if you're careful, you can use that as an indicator. But if you're not careful, you will trip over it. Right, cool down. Let's just march on the spot. I'm going to do a few bum kicks. Just get your heart rate down a little bit. Okay, so let's check your pulse. So, where I showed you where the medium nerve is, just there by the bone, you can feel it. If you can't feel it easily, push your hand back and it'll force the pulse to the surface. You should be able to feel it, okay? Right, I'm going to count for 15 seconds. In a moment, so I'm just going to slow down to a little march. I'm going to start counting. Now. 2. I'm at 30 beats for 15 seconds, so you times that by 4 and that's your heart rate in a minute. But you can actually work it out. If your heart rate is above 25, cool down a bit more, okay? Try and get it down between 20 and 25, and then you can start doing stretches. But once you get used to it, you will know when your body's actually down to there. I'm actually getting down there really rapidly now. All I'm doing is nicely easy walking, keeping that blood flowing back to my heart. Slowing it down a little bit, and I'm finding that basically my hard breathing is almost gone, so I can start stretching. If you need to do more, pause me, and then we'll do some stretching later. Right, so start. We're going to do the one stretch. So we're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart, legs straight but not locked out, hands running down the legs, down towards your toes. If you can't get to your toes, doesn't matter, go down as far as you can. Try and keep that back straight. Really feel that pull in the back of the hamstrings. Right, what we're going to do now is do something different. I'm going to reach over with one hand, I'm going to do pink to green, I'm going to pull that toe up. As it say, head on to Mr. Garth. 3, 2, 1, swap sides. Yes, this does hurt. Excellent, good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms up with our heads or just below. What we're going to do is we're going to kick out our hip. I'm going to go this direction first. Kick it out that way. And as you do it that way, you're turning. So basically you're turning the way your hip's going. So you're going like that and you're really leaning over and you're pulling that muscle there, the lat, and you're pulling the inside of your leg. So you can't have both hands out all the time. I'm putting my hand down there because it's easy to talk to you lot. Otherwise, holding it like that, this hand kind of feels a bit redundant. Back to the middle. So we're going to go to the other side of the chicane and kick the other hip out and over. Now this one's easier talking to you like this, apart from you actually getting blinded by my bald spot. Back to the middle. What we're going to do now is we're going to roll our spine as though you're trying to actually round it as you come up. So you're trying to straighten it one vertebra at a time. Try and keep your hands above your head if possible. Really try and push it out with the hands until you're facing forward. Get those shoulder blades back. Interlace the hands together and really push it up. That's it, good. Keep it up. And then release it down. Thank you very much all for coming. I hope you had a wonderful time. It was nice showing you some new exercises, using some new things and using new techniques to actually get the video out. I hope it all worked well. So hopefully, all God willing, I'll be here on Friday for Freak Out Friday. And I hope you all have a lovely day. Enjoy the spring day at the moment of recording this. Be careful, especially in UK. There's lots of crowds out there, coronavirus and all that stuff. We don't want another lockdown. And as she says,
your timer is complete.
End of timer, end of session. See you later. Take care all. For those of you just still here, we've got still got Just Giving for my big swim, 1 mile in Lake Windermere. Hopefully it's going to be a skin swim, it's going to be a mile. I've been practicing really hard, so please try and donate if you haven't donated. If you've donated or you don't want to donate, please share the link. You can find it at www.justgiving.com/fundraising/Richard-Halton3. Okay, you can see it at the bottom of the screen now. Thank you very much for your participation and thank you for all your help. It's all going to a good cause.